I am joined, of course, by my lovely co-host, Miss Rainy Shagel, and we have an amazing guest, Miss Jojo, style expert. Welcome, Jojo.
Hello, Jojo.
Hey.
Please
Hey.
introduce yourself and let us know who you are and what you do.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Jojo. I'm a style expert slash personal stylist. So I help female entrepreneurs and professionals pretty much define their personal style, build a powerful wardrobe to showcase the best aspects of like their personalities. So what we do is I take the best aspects of like what they want to showcase and what they wear to express themselves. So instead of having to speak, everyone knows who you are by what you wear.
Hey.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about what goes into creating your own personal style or defining what your style is?
It's definitely a lot of self knowledge. You really have to know what you like, what you don't like, and that's why I tell people it's really important if you don't know those things to experiment. Like some people, they kind of shy away from prints and they say, "Oh, like I like it on other people, but I don't know if I like it on me," and that's why it's really important that you experiment and see how whether you would like it or not.
Okay, awesome. How did you get into the fashion world?
Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so growing up, my grandfather, he actually wanted me to be a lawyer.
Me too.
But I was such a tomboy, y'all. It's crazy. Like, I could maybe show pictures maybe another time on Instagram. I was a really big tomboy, but I feel like mindset is everything too. And what you wear, it truly impacts your personality. It impacts how you show up, how you think of yourself. It impacts everything about you. So I noticed that, like, that just wasn't me. When something is not aligned with who you are, who you're becoming, it's not gonna sit right. So I just started to experiment. I went shopping for homecoming with like my cousins. They did my makeup, and y'all, I just felt like bad as hell. Okay, I just felt, and that really ignited everything for me because my whole mindset shifted, and that's how I got into fashion. So I don't see fashion as in like just clothes. I just see like how it impacts you, like your personality, your confidence, your self-image. So it's all of that goes into like what I do.
When you look good, you feel good, right?
Transformation as well, just seeing the entire transformation.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how exactly it is that you help your clients? Because I've actually took the first step, which was your style quiz. What all goes into the quiz and helping you determine and how exactly it is that you help your clients?
So with clothing, I don't know if you guys noticed, but clothing has like, maybe I'm just weird, but for me, clothing has like different kinds of essence. Like some things are very flowy and elegant, and you have other pieces that are very grungy and edgy, right? So with the style quiz, there's multiple style types, but I just really wanted to make it super easy so people can identify with something. It's really hard to identify, so I just wanted to simplify it and help people figure out what it is. So when you're going shopping, you could go in with a plan. So now you know what your personal style is. So everything that associates, maybe your sophisticated chic, right? So everything that is associated with the sophisticated chic, you're shopping for those classic, those striking and polished pieces. And if you're maybe on the edgier, like the innovative style, it would be more bold and statement and more grungier. So it's really identifying and helping the clients know what their personal style is so they know how to shop and even places where to shop, because believe it or not, certain places target certain type of like women. So yeah, just so they have it all in a bow and it's easier.
Anisha?
Okay, so now do you have? I heard that you had a quiz that you have to take. Now on your website, do you have different clothes that people can order directly from you, or do you just suggest where they should go to shop?
So I suggest where you can go to shop. So at the moment, I do not have a boutique. I don't sell any clothing, but it gives a breakdown of like what you should be shopping for based on your style type. And I'm not saying, and the thing about that, we don't only have just one style type. It can be a mixture of different type of style types. Yeah, so it's not just one.
I agree with that. I agree with that because sometimes I like to dress classy. Sometimes I like to have that ball gown on. And then sometimes I swear I'm a certified hoochie, so I definitely understand what you're saying. Now, when you say you're a personal stylist, now, are you currently like helping people as far as going shopping with them, helping them pick out the right tones for their face, or is that something you're going to do in the future? Or do you currently?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Or do you currently like travel around the world, helping people get dressed, helping them pick the right tones and the right looks? Or is that something you'll be doing in the near future?
I'm manifesting the traveling part. That's definitely something I would love to get into. But right now, I do work with women right now only in the U.S. It has been hard doing the whole personal shopping because of COVID. A lot of the fitting rooms are closed. But some women right now, because of COVID, a lot of women has been more focused on balancing, like creating a balance in what they're wearing because they're working from home than building their wardrobe. But I still do get some women that's like, okay, here's the money, can you go shopping for me? Yeah. Because you still have those people that's like, they're still working and some people are still going out, so they still want to like get those pieces that they can transition and wear multiple ways. Yeah. Right. But I feel like COVID really helped me to pivot. Like I really had to pivot everything and switch some things around. That's why I was offering like closet cleanses. So when you are going shopping, it's really important that you do a deep cleanse of your closet. Because like I said, it has to align with who you are as a person. You cannot be wearing things that makes you feel self-conscious or that doesn't really, make you feel good about yourself.
Well, let me ask you this, because sometimes I feel like I'm a thick girl in a skinny girl body because I love the crop top look, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable wearing it all the time. What advice would you give to someone like me?
So with the crop top look, you can always play with the proportions. So you can always wear a crop top and you can wear something high-waisted or full at the bottom, or you can also wear like a higher top pant with a kimono, so it's flowy with print. So like here is not your chest area and your mid area is not going to be the center of attention, but it might be the print on the kimono or a chunkier necklace. Something else is going to draw the attention away from here, but you're going to still have your crop top.
Okay, that's awesome advice. Jojo, what is your favorite accessory and why?
Oh my gosh, earrings.
Earrings.
I love earrings. I have my staple earring are hoops. I wear a lot of hoops, but they're all different. They have some type of style or edginess to it.
You know what? I feel like earrings can really change not only the look of your outfit, but look of your face too. Like right now, I don't have it, but the minute I put earrings, it just gives me that extra bam. You know what I'm saying? So I can agree with that. But one thing I do love that I see you wear a lot is hats, and I need to get into.
That's another good one. That's another really good one because you can wear something so simple. And like accessories would just give it an extra.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I would say, like, get you those staples, but get you those investment pieces that will help you switch out the look. Because it could still be the same white shirt and blue jeans, but those accessories will give it a different look.
So, when you say accessories can give it a different look, would you say your purse has a very big play? Because I'm one of those people that love to wear the same purse every day of the week, 24/7. And I only like black purses.
You can have like your go-to bag, you know what I'm saying? But you can switch it up too. Switch it up a little bit. But bags are definitely a part of accessories. Like those mini bags that you see everyone like holding, like you can't fit anything in there. But it's like playing with the size, It's playing with the sizes, playing with the colors, textures. All those things just add to the whole, outfit and look.
Okay, that's true. All right, and now would you say, as far as accessories, I don't know, because I'm just going off of me, because like I said, I have my moments, But like I realized I have like that one pair of shoe that you want to wear all the time, no matter what, with everything. What would you say is a good go-to everyday shoe that's not going to hurt your foot, but yet still professional?
Yeah.
I would definitely say mules are like Oxfords or flats, like anything flat. But I feel like comfort is different for everyone. You know, because me, like, I can't wear flats. Flats hurt, like, the bottom of my feet. So I always try to go for a little heel. It's weird, but I'm comfortable in, like, a little heel. So if you can switch it up, definitely switch it up, for sure. Because different shoes, like, some shoes make your feet look longer or, like, your legs longer. And I'm pretty short. So I like shoes that kind of make my legs look longer. So that's why I have a lot of strappy sandals or heels. Yeah. So it's all about like using those designs and like the pieces to like accentuate something or make, like, I love my legs, so I try to show my legs a little bit of, a lot. So yeah. So
we all have that body part that we love.
You want to amplify, and you should be able to amplify it if it makes you feel good,
Absolutely. I had a question on the top of my head, and then you left. Would you say that the professionalism of attire has changed over the time?
I definitely say I would say yes, because I actually back in school we had like a project on that, especially in New York too. A lot of people were opting for more casual attire because of it being more comfortable. I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like when you kind of dress down, it does impact the productivity. That's what I think. I feel different when I dress down. Like I want to just lay down, but some people are different. So it just depends on who you are and what works for you. Because what works for somebody else may not work for another person. So you just have to find that balance. Because if it was like me, like when we had the whole shutdown, I was still getting dressed inside of my house. Okay, I was like doing my makeup, because those are the things, like, that's my self-care. That's my way of doing things that make me happy. So yeah.
Right. When you look good, you feel good. It's true. It's true.
And I always say that, like, personal style is self-care. It's how you take care of yourself. And one of the biggest things, people think that, oh, you're doing this to impress, but it's not even about, forget about y'all. Like, I'm doing this for me, all the that I work with, like, it's for you. I want you to feel like you're like a badass chick. Like, you can walk out of here and, like, you're powerful. And we're all powerful. Like, we all have that in us. And that's something that my goal is to amplify with the women that I work with. So, yeah.
So what are some essentials that every woman needs to have in their closet?
Black heels, nude heels, a blazer, jeans, a regular white or black t-shirt, any white or black button up. Like, those are staples that you can never go wrong. Like, if you need to really quickly put something together, the button up, jeans, a blazer. That's like a really easy outfit. You can throw on together and keep your house.
You know what? I never thought to pair a button up with a blazer. Like, I'm so strict in that manner that if I have something that's long sleeve already, I'm not going to put anything else long sleeve because I don't want to be hot.
Or you can always, like, I know my mom, I'm Haitian. So I have like this thing where I mix and match styles, like a blazer with a graphic tee. My mom's like, where do you think you're going? I'm like, don't worry about me. Don't worry about this. Let me be great, So it's having that balance. Like, people think you cannot mix and match. You can mix and match. Who says you can't?
And that brings me to my next question, which would be, how do you make multiple different outfits out of the most basic stuff in your closet?
That's a good question. That's why I say you gotta have eye for details. Like, you have to know why you like it and see like, maybe I wear a lot of things with different type of silhouettes and textures. So it's really you just have to train your eye. And I always tell people that, like, why do you like it? Is it the sleeve? Is it the way it cuts? your shape, like, does it amplify one area of the body that you just love? So you just have to know why and play around with what you have in your closet. Because that's what I do. I just play around with it. Or like every time I go shopping, I just always take a look in my closet to see what I have, so I don't get something that I already have and I'm just adding to it, but in a smart way.
Right. Anisha, do you have any extra questions?
Okay, now my next question. I wanted to touch the topic of the granny wig.
The
You
what?
know, we have that granny wig in our closet.
Oh, the granny.
You know that wig I'm talking about, that dry wig and try to put on every day.
Get rid of it.
What can you tell them from your perspective to get rid of? And I want to say it because I've been there
Mm-hmm.
till I got my dreads back.
Okay.
I had the one of the granny wig that, somebody had to sit me down and say, baby, child, if you don't put some oil in that wig,
You can't
we're not
resist
leaving you back in the building. Listen, we all, as women, we go through, we don't realize we're mothers, we're busy. You get that one wig and you fall in love with it and you just keep putting on your head, and you forget, that wig needs love and tender care too. So what would you say to any of your ladies that you pick up and you're helping and they got the grandma wig on? Please give me in like 10 seconds flat, how would you tell them to put away the grandma wig?
Oh, this is a good question. I would definitely tell them, like, knowing where they want to be in life, I'm like in a respectful way. Show them, tell them the image. Like, let's say if I was talking to you, right? I don't really know your background or anything, but I would help you visualize where you're going, and that way just can't go there.
I love it.
Can't.
She said, leave the wig.
Especially where you're
I needed you a year ago.
investing in yourself, it has to be the entire thing. We're not just going to invest in one area and just forget about the other one. So it has to be everything. And mindset plays a big part of that. And I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really realize how big mindset was until this year. This year, I'm sure tested everybody. But you just have to we're always, and I know a lot of people visualize and they see where they're going. And sometimes you're like, that can't go where I'm going. So you just got to get rid of it. Yeah, and that wig just gotta go. We have to get you a wig that's where
where you're heading.
Attract where you're going. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so since you've brought up mindset a few times, what are some things that 2020 has taught you?
Oh my gosh, be patient.
Oh, that's a hard one for me.
Ooh,
open.
That's a big one.
Be still. Like, it really. One of the biggest things that, cause I'm always going, I'm a girl, I'm a girl on the go. Mm-hmm. I'm always doing things, and it really pushed me to be still, and I realized so much, and I took everything in. Yeah, so be still, be patient, give yourself grace as well. We're always extending grace to other people, and we don't do that to ourselves.
Absolutely.
So, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and
go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say, on a daily basis, what do you do to prepare yourself? Because, again, you're meeting a lot of different people, a lot of different temperaments. What do you say that you do every morning when you get up to prepare yourself for your day?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot a book. There's this book that I read, and there's I think something about the 5 agreements. It was don't take anything personal, do the best that you can, and it was 3 other ones. And something that I always take with me is don't take anything personal. How someone reacts or responds is not based on you, it's based on them. And I know so many times it can be a ticking time bomb, especially when we're going through things, that you just have to be okay, I'm going to have that one, but I'm going to just go. Because when you get to that's when you start vibrating really low. And you just don't want to be there, because then you won't be open to receiving what's for you. So that's what I try to tell myself. Sometimes you gotta, give it to them, but a lot of the times you just have to be nah, I'm good. Yeah, and I try to be in that space because I really feel like when you walk a certain way too, that's when more of your blessings, like you're open to receiving.
So, how do you deal with your clients on a daily? Let's say if you had a client who was just, they were talking to you a certain way, or it's a little bit toxic of a relationship. How would you handle that?
I'm really, really happy that I have not had to deal with that because I pray. I pray and I say, and I ask God that I attract women like me. People that are like, they're very honest, loyal, they're respectful, and I'm just really appreciative that I haven't had to deal with that. When I'm personal styling, I have had to deal with that at work,
right?
But it's like respect goes both ways, and I don't have to get loud or rowdy, but it's like, hey, like I would love if you can, speak to me with a respectful manner because I'm not disrespecting you, and I want to help you. Like I don't want to fight or anything like that. So speak to me like how you want me to speak to you. But when it comes to personal styling, thank God I haven't had to deal with that. And when I tell you I pray, I be like, Lord, integrity, honesty, loyal, and that just love women. I love women, and it's not on like I'm not gay and no like shade to anyone, but it's like I love women, like, and I feel like my destiny is to just help women. Like I want to help women grow and like feel powerful.
So we're not going to be styling men in the future.
Huh?
We're not going to be styling men in the future.
Maybe, but I feel like right now it's just my goal is just working with women. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
definitely.
Especially and and of course I do want to have a diverse business, but the type of like the way people see black women and stuff like that, it's like it's crazy. So it's like I'm black, I come from a black woman, so it's like let's uplift each other. Let's empower each other, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal, in life for me is to get the word out that we can work together and we can accomplish a lot more than we'll be able to accomplish just, on our own. Because we all have our unique talents and we all come from different backgrounds and experiences that may be able to help in every way possible. Definitely.
Right. And another thing too, I just feel like to listen to that voice, because there's always a voice that's going to tell you, I know sometimes we don't always make the best judgments, but you can kind of, if I have someone inquiring about something and I know who my target woman is, if that person doesn't align with the woman that I want to work with, I'm just like, at this moment, I can't best serve you, but in a respectful manner. So it's like I kind of value myself more than just taking money. I don't really care about the money. I'm not doing it for the money, and I know what my purpose is. So no amount of money is going to make me deviate from what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. So you have no problem telling somebody that you're not going to help them. I love that. I love that. I need to take a page out of your book.
I'm like, no. Because you end up losing, in my opinion, you end up losing more because it's like the frustration having to go back and forth, or like you said, like someone toxic and no.
Trust me, I'm dealing with a situation like that now, and it might be easier for me to walk away, but at the same time, a part of me is like, I'm not a quitter, so I'm gonna keep going. But another part of me is like, at what expense?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Sometimes it is hard to cut the umbilical cord because I myself go through it on a weekly basis with client of mine. There's times I want to just say goodbye, but then I talk to them. I tell them, sometimes I feel like over the phone and through emails, communications can get confusing, and that's not what the person meant. When get close to them, or you're in the same room with them, you're able to find out, okay, this is what you really meant. You know, and sometimes I feel like too, our perceptions can be, you know, what we perceive as this person is doing this or that to us. Sometimes it's really at the end of the day what they're going through in their corner. Right. You know, and sometimes we have to realize that not all the time that people come off, you know, like if they just don't have any sense, you know, it's not always geared towards you. And I think a lot of times, because you have your own stuff to deal with, you know, and it comes off and you're like, oh, and you know, you want to rant and rave. So I'm a firm believer of ranting and raving. I don't have to be, you know, mean or nasty. I'll look in the mirror and rant and rave and tell them how I really feel just to get out my system, but then move on, you know, and I feel like what you do is awesome. It really is, because when you're a woman, entrepreneur, a woman, you're trying to make it in this world, because we're the biggest topic right now. And to be honest, we're the most ill-treated set of people, to be honest. You know, first we have to fight to be able to work, and now we're working. Now the men decide, oh, I'm gonna take a dog on vacation. You know, she's working. But I mean, I'm just keeping it real. This is the reality of it. Everything is not balanced. And then sometimes when you're working, when you're a wife, when you're a mother, you tend to forget. Like, I mean, you know, there's so much into play when you have a child. Postpartum depression. You know, you start to feel like, you know, at one point when I had my daughter, who just turned 11 today.
Happy birthday, Rachel!
So I remember my first 3 years, and I realized that it's your mindset, for real. The first 3 years, I felt literally guilty if I shopped for myself. Because, you know, we're in the communities that we're not making the best of money. Let's keep it real. And when I first had my daughter, and the reality of how much daycare really cost, I went from being able to spending about $200 to $300 out of my paycheck just buying clothes. Like, I had ridiculous amount of clothes. Nails were done not every 2 weeks, but every week. And then this child comes, this beautiful girl that I just want to give the whole world. I want to save every penny, and I went through a guilt trip. So, like, I understood, like, a lot of times you watch these shows and you be with other women, you know, and they'll be like, you know, I felt guilty. Like, the husband is there complaining, oh, she don't dress up anymore. She don't look good anymore. And it's mostly in the woman's mindset. Once we have kids and responsibility, it's not that we don't want to dress up no more. It hurts us to spend money on us, you know, and that's something that needs to be discussed in the community, because if you don't look good, your husband not going to be happy. He moving on. Because, you know, men, they're visual creatures. So they want to see something looking good at all times. Then, two, if you're not keeping yourself up, you can't even, your job even looks at you funny.
That's true.
So,
that is
I've seen people got fired because of, you know, they call it improper hygiene. And I'm sitting up here like, you just mean. Like, you don't know this woman's story, but I get it. You know, they want people to smell good, look good. You know, sometimes somebody might come to work with the same pants. We might realize it's the same pants all week, but, you know, in my opinion, I felt like, you know, everybody could have pulled their money and buy her new pants. You don't know her situation, but that's just me. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times we forget. We forget people's walk of life. We forget what's going on. And it is amazing when you're able to go there, help this person. You know, I make joke of the dry wig, but to be able to help somebody fix that wig, you know, fix that hair and feel beautiful again,
but
that's amazing.
Too, that we create those spaces so that women feel like, you know, they could come to us as well. Because that's, like, what you just said, that's really important. And, like, I've from, like, the bottom of my heart, I'm so passionate about creating a space where people feel like they can, you know, that I can work with them and help them rebuild that and feel confident again.
And
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest things for women. Like, I've worked in plenty different rehabs, plenty different settings, and I'm telling you, you slap on some makeup on them, you fix up their hair, you give them a nice outfit, and it's almost like watching a caterpillar turn into a butterfly. The
Transformation.
whole energy is amazing. And
Yes.
for you to walk through life and do that, it's awesome. It's awesome. I feel like everybody who's watching this show needs your number and a way to contact you, because as much
Yes.
as I think I could dress, I think I could use you to help me out too.
By any chance, Jojo, do you have children?
I don't.
Not
I
yet.
do not have children, but I have an older sister that has two boys, and she actually had one of her sons super early, and I helped her. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I'm so passionate, because like just seeing my sister and my mom go through what they go through, that's kind of like why I move the way I move as well.
So, what advice would you give someone who maybe just had a baby like your sister and needs to dress for their new body?
For their new body, I'd say a lot of people feel like they have to lose the weight first.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say still dress in a way that will still make you feel beautiful and don't be too hard on yourself. Because so many times you hear the snapback. I want a snapback, and you have these the models that have their baby and they instantly snap back, and it's like just we don't know what they go through. They could be showing us one thing, but behind the door they're going through something else. So just love yourself wherever you are in life. You can still grow, you can still lose the weight, but still love the journey.
Absolutely. So let's get into this. Because you mentioned that you work. How is it balancing work and your own business?
So hard. It is so hard. It's super hard. Yeah. Like, good thing I have personal hours, so, I could like, like, hey, and they're very supportive. They are very supportive, yeah. So I'm like, I do have to ask some things in advance, but they're very supportive in like what I do.
Nice. And
Yeah.
you actually have an advantage sort of at your job because it actually is able to help you with your business. Do you get clientele from where you work?
So I do not get clientele, but I get to know the problems that they have. And problems that the women that are shopping at the stores, sometimes it's the same problems that the women that I'm helping with building their personal style or defining their personal style is going through the same thing. So that's like information that I'm just gathering, and it helps me put work into like how like my messaging or how I can help these women.
So what are some common problems that you find women encountering?
Well, a lot of the time it's sometimes being body conscious, not knowing how to dress for their body shape. It could be like multiple things, like what Renisha was saying, how they just had a baby and they're trying to lose weight so they don't want to shop. But it's like love yourself like I said, at every through the journey. So there can be so many problems.
Okay. Renisha?
Well, for me, I think the next question I would have is how often. Well, actually, my question is, what is your future endeavors? Like, where do you want to be as far as the styling, helping people get dressed, helping people pick the right outfits, uplifting your women? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years doing that?
In the next 10 years, I definitely see myself having maybe an office space that can house like a boutique and maybe an area for like styling. But I definitely see myself speaking in front of people. I'm pretty shy right now. Like I've always been shy, but my grandpa has always been super big on speeches and speaking. And I feel like, I don't know, like I've been having the feeling of like standing in front of an audience and speaking. I don't know how that came into my head, but that's something that was like that I wrote down. It's like maybe one day I can have like a conference or something like that.
What would you be speaking about?
maybe self image and how all of that goes into like affecting how you show up and why it's important to take care of yourself and why personal style is important for sure.
Definitely.
Do you see yourself working with any do you see yourself working like solely just with women as far as self-image, body image? Because you know a lot of times what happens is, again, what you mentioned with the being the model size, a lot of times women they can't focus on getting the proper attire, and then they just kind of like let themselves go. So do you see yourself basically like making a movement to, to bring up self-esteem, or maybe even starting some kind of organization that will drive self-esteem within our young women and our older women as well?
Well, I never thought of organizing, so you just planted a seed, okay? So I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget. But that's definitely important, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. It's like just helping women feel good about themselves and empowering them through what they wear, so they're also expressing who they are.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I love that. I received that. I know for young girls who can use that right now, so I'm receiving it.
But you just planted a seed though, so now like I can't.
I'm just thinking about a lot of youths and youth shelters that can use somebody like you. That's all I'm seeing sitting here. Because I'm telling you, you would be so surprised at the number of young girls who would just love somebody to just take the time to tell them that they're beautiful. You don't have to dress like a hooker to be seen, and I just feel like you'll be making so much waves. I can just see it.
You talking on here? I think I need to be talking to you.
Girl, I need you to help me get dressed, girl. Like, I tell you, I get stuck on this one set of outfits. Like, my closet is full. But you always have them 1, 2, 3. I'm the one that I keep talking about when I ask you questions. Because I stopped wearing the wig. But, I do have this moment where I will wear one shoe to the point my husband is like, hey, you got to get another shoe. But it's comfortable. You get that comfortable shoe and that comfortable pants. You just don't want to let it go.
You wear them with every outfit.
Well, when you get that,
listen, don't come for me, Miss Milord. Don't come for me. That's why I brought black shoes so it could go with everything.
Literally.
Don't come for me. I ain't sent for you.
What were you saying, Jojo?
I was saying, when you find that comfortable piece that kind of like fits what you're looking for, try to see if it comes in other colors. So then you not only have that one color, you probably have like 2, 3 additional colors. Since it's something that since you value so much comfort, you should be try to see what stores offers those comfort pieces.
How would you dress up a comfortable outfit?
So I think a lot of people kind of associate a comfortable outfit with being like house clothes. I wouldn't say so. I would say joggers would be one, but when you're dressing comfortable, try to have like an elevated piece as well. Like maybe it might be a t-shirt, but try to maybe wear slacks. So that's why I was talking about mixing styles. So you can mix an elevated piece with a comforting piece. A lot of people don't do that. But you should definitely, like I said, if you can always experiment and see how it would work for you. You might end up liking it.
What is your take on the state of the culture right now when it comes to fashion? Because it's a lot of booty shorts and crop tops and things of that nature. What's your take on that?
From the retail point of view, I would say they usually go by trends, like those trends, and they see what people are shopping for. So usually when you see a lot of those things, it's because that's kind of like what people want. And they kind of look back at like last year and then the years prior to that. So that's kind of why you see those things. I'm not gonna throw no shade because I feel like booty shorts, there's someone out there that loves booty shorts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna knock that,
I love them. I just ain't got the legs for them.
You just have to find what works for you.
But I do wear them in the comfort of my home with my hubby.
Hey, you know? So that's why it's important to find like those stores that you like shopping at. They might be more contemporary. They might be more modern. So it's important that you know where you're shopping, because based on where you're shopping, it like what they have will all be different. So you just have to know what type of store it is.
That's true. All right, so this is Money Mondays. I gotta ask you about some money. I gotta get into your pocket, girl. So let me know, what is some mistakes that you've made and how have you corrected them?
Okay, y'all. Let me tell you guys this.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I don't know if this will be helpful, but I used to be a really big spender. Okay, I used to spend all my money because growing up, I didn't get everything that I wanted. So when I started working, I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. If I want something, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. Like, but it was my grandpa that was always like, you have to save a percentage of your money. He would always tell me that, because yeah, I'm a girl. I love shopping. I love getting my nails done. Like Renisha was saying, at one point she was always getting her nails done. But it's like, as you get older, you're like, okay, especially if you think further ahead and you're like, you want to leave a legacy, and if you want to have children and all that, and the rate that, things are at, like, you want to set your children up for success. So it's like, girl, you got to get it together. So that's kind of like how I started thinking, because I feel like I went from two different mindsets, from like, I grew up without having everything, so I'm gonna buy everything that I want. So like now I'm thinking it's more than just me, So now I have to like save, or like, what if there's an emergency or something like that?
Yeah, it becomes more. You're more thinking for the future than as opposed to right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And we had a conversation a few months ago, because you actually are interested in purchasing your home. How has that conversation helped you and open your eyes?
Girl, I used to ignore them student loans. I thought I could run away, but it's like, no, girl, you cannot run away from student loans.
It's like telling me everybody pocket. She need to go away now. She must be. She gotta have millions of dollars.
So, like, that is definitely something that, like, you really, because so many times we think that our parents will have this conversation with us, or, like, someone older, but not all the time, it happens like that. So, I was thankful to know you and connect with you, and you're like, girl, you gotta get them student loans paid. And you're making those payments, especially, like, those credit card payments on time, because I told you how I want to just make sure I'm done paying a lot of the credit cards that I had since college. Since I went away for school, and I was myself and stuff like that. And, I didn't always have it easy. So that's like one of my biggest goals, really making sure I pay off a lot of the credit cards that I had when I was in. Well, it's not a lot. It was like 2. So just pay those off and get them out the way.
You've been doing good, right?
Good, girl. I'm doing good.
Now, question, what would you tell a young woman that's going off to college? And that's when I feel like they prey on us when we're young.
With the credit cards.
Please tell me, why when we open a bank account, you're going to give us $1,000 credit card, and you know very well our 18, 19-year-old selves ain't got no business with a card.
Yeah.
What would you say to those young ladies?
Don't spend what you don't have in cash, or like in your actual I guess checking account. Because so many times you just go to swiping, and you're like, oh, I'm going to just pay later. And they just start stacking. So, yeah.
And it never come because you got your rent to pay.
I mean, unless your parents are paying your credit card bills, But, if you know that you're going to be, like, responsible of yourself, you just have to be responsible all around, And you can't always expect your parent, although some parents will do that extra thing, but you can't always expect someone to save you.
Yeah, that's true. So what advice would you give young girl or college age men and women that need that financial kind of discipline? Because Because you went to New York to a fashion institute in New York alone, away from your family. So you really had like a rude awakening. Can you talk to your experience?
I would definitely say it's really important that if you don't know something to ask questions, because there are people out there that's going to help you. You know, if you don't know anything at all, like just ask questions. Like I'm always asking questions, and people always think that I'm just trying to. I'm questioning authority. I ask a lot of questions because I'm curious. Yeah, and it's okay to be curious.
Yeah, knowledge is power. Closed mouths
Exactly.
do not get fed, right?
And
Yeah.
I think that's a cultural thing because we're taught not to ask questions,
Yeah.
and and we need to change that because sometimes I'm a very observant person,
Hmm.
so sometimes I'm in the grocery store and I just look at how different ethnicities deal with their kids. And it's so different. Like while they're buying the groceries, they're schooling their kids. Like this is why you have to be this, and this is the taxes on that. And you don't pay taxes on this. And I'm sitting up there looking at them like,
You don't
back
do
in the
that.
day, I was like, why are you bothering this little 6-year-old child? Let the child be a child. But then now that I'm getting older, and there's certain experiences I'm going through, I'm like, man, we need to step it up.
We
Right.
need
We
to
need to
learn
step it up.
that starting the kids from young is the key. It's You're never too young to learn a vital piece of information, because you in life, what I've noticed just getting older is that most of the things that you do in your younger days prepare you for what you're going to be doing later on in life anyway. So we need to be teaching our kids. Like my son is 10, and I'm already teaching him how to wash dishes, how to wash his own clothes. He's going to be learning how to cook, just being independent. You understand? Like, I don't want my children to be so dependent on me, and they won't be able to live on their own. You know what I'm saying?
I have a story about that because when I was in college, like I went to a really good school where there was a lot of kids and their parents were probably celebrities and they made a lot of money. And I just remember hearing this girl complain because usually I'm gonna say a number, but it was a lot of money. Like her father was probably giving her like $5,000. I don't remember how often it was, and at one point he only probably gave like 1,000. And I heard her complain. I'm like, damn, like if I had that, I wasn't touched getting nothing, you know what I'm saying? But it's because I knew that if my people could do it, they would. But unfortunately, but it taught me so much. I feel like being in New York and having that experience of being by myself, it taught me a lot. Like I feel like I can survive anywhere that I go, you know. And I'm not saying she probably can't, but she was able to rely. But it's like when you think about it, you know, at least your parent her parent is still supporting her, and it wasn't the 5K that she wanted, but it was 1,000. But it was like, you know, you still have to be appreciative. But I feel like I got more out of that situation and more out of my life, and I feel like that's a lesson that I could take throughout my life and maybe teach my children.
Yeah.
Because everything that comes to me, I'm like so appreciative. Like we have to just wake up with gratitude. It doesn't matter like how bad your day is going. It's like thank God that I'm alive, you know. Thank God that I'm healthy, or like thank God that I still can see, I can hear, you know.
And finding the good in the most hardest of situations. Like, for example, I on a few shows ago, I was saying to the viewers how I was trying to force a move, because I was trying to move really bad. I was trying to force it. I was trying to force it so bad, because to me, where I wasn't happy, and I would just find every reason to be like, I want to leave because of this, I want to leave because of that. And once I kind of like backed up and was like, you know what, we're in the middle of a virus, I'm not paying for bills, what else, I have family surrounding me, I have a roof over my head, I'm not dying, I'm not sleeping in my car. Once I just woke up with gratitude every day, I'm in a brand new apartment. No furniture, but I'm in a brand new place. And
Yeah.
you know, like, so we only have 10 minutes left of the show, and Miss Jojo actually has an outfit that she's going to show us how to move from business to casual to a night out. Let's do it. I'm
So I
excited.
actually don't have the pieces with me, but that's why I was saying like, yeah. So I'm sorry, y'all. I actually don't have the pieces with me, but I could speak about because we did touch a little bit on the foundational pieces, and that's why I was saying it's so important to have those pieces and knowing what your personal style is. So if you guys have the time, I would like if you guys to maybe take the quiz on my Instagram. It's @_style by J. And take the quiz. We can connect and see if you guys feel like it's your correct personal style. If you feel like it's you, and we can probably connect from there and maybe move forward. But that's why I feel like it's super important to have those foundational pieces, because once you do, you can do so much more with a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking from experience, JoJo's Instagram is up on the screen, so you guys will be able to type that in and go take her style quiz. I actually have taken the style quiz myself. It was a long time ago, so I don't exactly remember what my result was, but I can say that after taking the quiz, JoJo does send you like 3 or 4 outfits that she'll go online and she'll put together for you. And I loved the outfits that she picked. Not only because they were something that I would wear, but they also weren't things that I would pick for myself. So I love that about her. Like she's good. Like she put prints and stuff together that I was like, ooh, that's cute, but I would never think to put together myself. Okay. So take the quiz. Call up JoJo. She's gonna get you together, sis. She's gonna clean your closet and then take you shopping afterwards.
Yes, I JoJo in my life. So start a theme song. We need a little JoJo in our lives.
Okay. I have one last question that I want to ask you. You are very good on social media. You have an amazing social media presence. Where is it that you find the time, and what is your technique? Because that's important for business.
I plan. I definitely plan ahead. I try to plan everything like a month in advance. Wow. And I make goals for each month. I use apps like Planoly. I do have like an email sequence that you can be a part of, but I'm more active on Instagram, and I always try to respond to people really quickly. Just to connect and like build that relationship for sure.
Okay, so you plan everything ahead of time. So you go and you get dressed, you take pictures, all that stuff.
It's a lot of work, especially like how you were saying how like at like my full-time job and like personal time, it could be a little hectic, but I try to plan everything in advance for sure.
Do you have any help, or is all you?
With the photo shoots, sometimes I work with photographers, or like I have my little brother come and help me, shout out to him. And Vanessa, she's a brand strategist. She also helps me like being strategic, because if it wasn't for her, I would probably be all over the place. I'm more of like a visual person. I'm just super visual. I am organized, but like the whole systems and everything, it's not my thing. So that's why it's really important to like get help when you need help, for sure.
Okay, so she's helped you get organized?
Organized in systems. So like that's like the back end, like anything with electronics, like, or the apps, like finding the right app that would help work with organizing my posts and automatically posting it. Because I don't always do that. So I use the Planoly app and I schedule it and it will post for me. But everything is already planned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that we have to have Vanessa on the show so she can give us some tips on how to get our business organized. Vanessa, if you're watching, I'm going to be calling you soon.
I'm definitely calling you because I need you to come and burn my wardrobe.
Oh, Lord.
And let's start again because I lost a lot of weight, So I need you to come and, do something. And as Miss Milord, I have to make the world know that I wear the same shoes every day. Since she want to come for me. I thought she was my best friend. I thought we had a very close relationship, but she had to come for me. So I'm breaking up.
Listen, if I can't tell you something, that we're not friends.
Listen, first they made me get rid of my wig.
That wasn't me. I had nothing to do with that.
But look, when you get rid of that piece that you have to get rid of, you open the door to something new. So there's a new fresh way coming. And
I'm only receiving that, Jojo, because I really love you and I love your energy. And I feel like you're going to have me looking banging, okay? So my husband going out of town, so I need you to come and redo my wardrobe. So when he come back, he find this nice, new, sexy, plum, you know.
Okay, all right.
Pick him up from the airport like, hey.
She's so crazy.
Because I really need some more kids. Like, I want 2 more. So, you know. You do an intimate line too, right?
Oh my goodness.
Sorry?
You do an intimate line too? You know the nighttime line? Wink, wink. You might have to add that to your overall. You know we like to feel sexy too now. Just saying. I don't know. This might be too deep for Money Mondays, but yeah. But you can make money in that wardrobe. Tell your husband to throw a couple fives.
Oh, okay. Listen, guys. Money Mondays, that's it. It's a wrap today.
How you gonna get money? How you get money on that?
No, we're not going to advertise that. No, boo-boo.
Oh.
Use your talents besides your body to make money. Unless you're a model. You
This
know,
is for
you
your
can be a pen
personal.
model. You can be a foot model.
Listen, did you not hear this thing? A lady in the streets. But for your husband, you got to do other things.
For your husband, not for money. And this has nothing to do with Jojo.
You don't want no husbands that ain't paying bills, girl.
Okay, guys. We didn't get any viewer interaction this time, any questions, and I'm very disappointed in that. Where's my day ones? How come you guys didn't have any questions for Miss Jojo? Because she was full of information today. Jojo, do you have any last minute tips or tricks that you want to drive home for our viewers?
With an intimate line.
Oh wait, I did have this one question. How do you properly break in heels? Because girl, I can't do the heels all the time.
That's a good question. I wanted to specifically have an answer to that. But I know usually when I do get shoes, I try to stretch them out, so I do wear them in the house before I wear a new shoe out on the street.
Okay, for how long do you wear it out? I mean, in the house.
So, let me tell you something. I be cleaning with them. Okay, like I be sleeping. Yeah.
And
because when you're walking and stuff like that, you just have to be active. Like I wouldn't say just sit down.
Stop talking before you end up with a husband on this show. You stylist and you cooking and stuff, and you gotta take care of kids.
She didn't say nothing about cooking. She said cleaning.
Oh, I thought she said cooking. But if you clean, that's a plus.
But you can't cook because you're moving. So I feel like it's the movement because when you wear that shoe out for the first time, you're gonna be moving. So you might as well just wear it in your house so you can break into them. Yeah.
That's very true.
But that's just my way. Like, people have different ways, but I always, like, if I get a new, especially if it's heels or something like that, I wear them first in the house, and I just walk around.
No socks or anything? You just wear them regular? Because
I'm sorry?
I heard with heels, you should wear some socks with the heels so it could stretch out and stuff like that. Any truth to that?
Well, works that for you. If that person wants to wear some socks, they can wear some socks. But your girl, they don't wear no socks. I just be walking around. I just put them shoes right on, and I just walk around the house.
Okay. All right. So, any last takeaways? Anything you want to drive home for our viewers?
When it comes to like maybe spirituality, I'd say love your journey. You know, you are where you are. Like what's the saying? You're exactly where you need to be right now. Don't rush it. Don't force it. You know, be in the flow. When it comes to your personal style, you know, don't underestimate how you show up will affect, you know, how you feel. So take that personally. So you don't have to do it for other people. Do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
You know.
I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna end the
Love
show with this, and it's actually a tip that I stole from your page that I saw online. We all know we're working from home, most of us from quarantine. That doesn't mean that we're gonna be working from home in our sweats and not looking cute. Get up, put your best outfits on, and strut like you was outside. Cause when you look good, you feel good. All right, it's all from within. What is in comes out. All right. All right, Jojo, stay right there. Don't hang up. We're going to go ahead and end this broadcast. Next show is going to be a mystery show. So keep in tune. Come right back here next week, Monday at 6 p.m. Thank you again so much for coming on. It was a blast. And I loved it. And I would love to have you on again in the future so we could do the outfits.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, Rainisha.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next Monday.